Hey everyone, hope all of you are doing well. Today we will be talking about sherry. Let's dive right into it. So sherry is a fortified wine made from white grapes that comes from a specific region in Spain. Sherry was previously known as sac from the Spanish saca, meaning extraction, from the Solera. Now sherry must legally come from Sherry Triangle. Let's see the Sherry Triangle. This triangular area in the province of Cádiz between Jerez de la Frontera, Sanlúcar and Santa Maria is known as the Sherry Triangle. The climatic condition is very suitable for winemaking. There are three types of soil contributing towards grape growth. Albariza is the best, then there is Barros and Arenas soil. Palomino grapes is the most used for sherry wine. The photo seen is of Palomino grapes. These grapes have very neutral characteristics. They can be easily enhanced by winemaking style. And therefore 90% of grapes grown are Palomino. The other two varieties are Pedro Jimenez and Muscatel. The Palomino grapes are harvested in early September and pressed lightly to extract the must. The must from the first pressing, the Primera Llama, is used to produce Fino and Manzanilla, and the must from the second pressing, the Segunda Llama, will be used for Oloroso. Fino, Manzanilla, Oloroso are types of sherries we'll learn later in the video. Immediately after fermentation, classification is done. Marks are put on the barrels to identify the wine present in the barrels. A single stroke indicates a wine with the finest flavor and aroma, which is suitable for Fino or Amontillado. A single stroke with a dot indicates a heavier, more full-bodied wine. These wines are aged oxidatively to produce Oloroso. A double stroke indicates a wine which will be allowed to develop further before determining whether to use the wine for Amontillado or Oloroso. A triple stroke indicates a wine that has developed poorly and will be distilled. Yes, distilled wines are not famous, but they do exist and play an important part in sherry production. In the later part of fortification, sherry is fortified by these distilled wines. First, distilled spirit is mixed with sherry to make a 50-50 blend known as mitad-i-mitad. Then this is mixed with a younger sherry. After this, they are aged. Now before understanding the Solera system of aging wines, let's learn about flor. This flor is a film of yeast which forms on the surface of the wine. Normally in winemaking, it is essential to keep young wines away from the exposure of air by sealing them into airtight barrels to avoid contamination by bacteria and yeast that tend to spoil it. However, in the manufacturing of sherries, the slight porous oak barrels are deliberately filled only about 5/6 with the young wine, leaving space of at least 2 fists emptying to allow the flower yeast to take form. This flower provides sherry with distinct characteristics. Aging. The most significant result of the Solera system is ensuring continuity and consistency. By blending multiple vintages, the possible variability of each year will be lowered, and after a certain amount of years, the bottled wine will maintain a constant average age. New wines are only gradually introduced to the system, and the influence of a new wine will disappear as it takes on the characteristics of the older sherry quite rapidly. Now, the barrels in a Solera are arranged in different groups or tiers called crederas or nurseries. Each scale contains wine of the same age. The oldest scale, which is also called Solera, holds the wine which are ready to be bottled. Now, when a fraction of wine is extracted from the Solera, it will be replaced with the same amount of wine from the first credera. That is the one that is slightly younger and typically less complex, the above. This in turn will be filled up with the wine from the second credera, and the second credera will be filled up with the third, and so on. This process of extraction of wine from Solera and filling up with credera is called saca. The last credera, which holds the youngest wine, is topped up with the wine from the latest harvest, which is named as sobre tabla. This is the most elaborate and easiest explanation I can give for a Solera system. But if you still feel you didn't quite understand it, I've put a link in the description for you to understand it better. Fino wine has the extraordinary ability to stimulate taste buds. Due to this, it's an ideal aperitif for preparing the palate to better enjoy food. Additionally, the savory nature of this type of sherry intensifies all the flavors in the dish. As such, any food is better understood if it's accompanied by a glass of Fino. Manzanilla is the same as Fino but made in Sanlúcar, a town in Cadiz. Oloroso has minimum formation of flour and it is done to get the darker reddish color. It is known to be an exceptional aperitif. Amontillado is a very unique due to its dual aging process. An Amontillado sherry starts as a Fino. When a Fino's layer of flour fails to develop, or if the wine is intentionally fortified, it begins to oxidize. Amontillado is supposed to mature in porous cask where it oxidizes slowly and turns into darker, richer color than Fino. Simply put, Amontillado is a aged Fino. Pola Cortadi is made just like Fino, but here the flour yeast doesn't develop. So it feels like Amontillado, but the color, because of no flour, is closer to Oloroso. Cream sherry is well known for its characteristics of exceptional dessert wine. It is big favorite among drinkers outside of Spain, especially in Great Britain, Holland and Germany. González Bias is very well known in sherry circles. In fact, it won a prestigious award of Winemaker of the Year in 2010. Sandeman was found by George Sandeman. He took a loan of 300 euros from his father and opened a very small winemaking plant from where he first became a wine merchant. Copita is the name of glass in which sherry is traditionally served. As you can see, the way it narrows towards the end helps in getting all the aroma. Venencia is used to pour wine when it is aging to understand when to start with saka. It is dropped into the barrels through a bung hole to break through the protective yeast called flor that covers the aging wine. It is then poured into a glass from above head height. Those who use the Venencia are called Venenciaderos. They provide you with the freshest cherries directly from the barrels. So another day, another video, another topic covered. Hope you guys learned a great deal about sherry. I've put some links in the description that can help you out more. I will be coming with some new content, so please do subscribe for latest update. And thank you for watching.